Good morning and welcome. I'm Adeltiat with today's Manna in the Morning. Today I want to take you to Numbers 13. It's the story of where the Israelites are on the brink of entering the Promised Land, and they're sending spies out to go and search out the land. And it says in Numbers 13 from verse 25, it says, "After exploring the land for 40 days, the spies returned to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran. They reported what they had seen and showed them the fruit they had brought. Now, some of those fruits were like grapes. The size of the bunches were like they had to carry it between two men on a pole. So, really, really abundant. And they told Moses, 'We explored the land and found it to be rich and fertile, and here is some of its fruit. But the people who live there are powerful, and their cities are very large and well fortified. Even worse, we saw the descendants of the giants there. Amalekites live in the southern part of the land, Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country, and Canaanites live by the Mediterranean Sea along the Jordan River.' Caleb silenced the people who were complaining against Moses and said, 'We should attack now and take the land. We are strong enough to conquer it.' So here you see a group of people. There were 12 spies. 10 of them were giving a bad report, saying basically, yes, the land is wonderful, everything, but there's all these giants and these obstacles and these big fortified cities, and we won't be able to do this. And then there were 2, which Caleb was one, that said, 'We should take it. We can do this.' And the difference was where they put their butt in their internal conversation. Because the negative report that the 10 spies brought, they were voicing where they put their butt, and you can hear it. They told Moses, 'We explored the land and found it to be rich and fertile, and here is some of its fruit. But the people who live there are powerful, and their cities are very large and well fortified.' That's where they placed their butt. Caleb, on the other hand, was listening in Numbers 13, verse 1 and 2, where the Lord said to Moses, 'Choose one of the leaders from each of the 12 tribes and send them as spies to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites.' Caleb was paying attention to the part where he said, 'which I am giving to the Israelites.' So what Caleb was doing in his internal conversation is he was saying, yes, the people who live there are powerful and their cities are very large and well fortified, but God said he's giving the land to the Israelites. So we are well able to take it. Let's go. Where do you place your butt? Do you place your butt after the promise of God? And before you list all your excuses and the reasons for why, you shouldn't believe the promise and why it won't come to pass? Or are you putting your butt after the facts that's staring you in the face, but before the promise of God that supersedes that? Because that is what will make the difference, whether you enter the promised land and take hold of that promise, or whether you stay in the wilderness and die without it. So today I just want to encourage you to look for the promise of God and put your butt in the right place. Make sure you put your butt before the promise, because the promise, the Word of God, has power in it. The Word of God will supersede and override every fact that you see in the natural. So I encourage you with that today, and I hope that it blesses you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.